Penn State, consistently the top 2 programs, the greatest rivalry in college wrestling.
I'm Daniel Kerkvliet. I wrestle for Penn State, and I'm a heavyweight. I describe my personality as easygoing. Don't take anything to heart or anything too personal. Kind of just like to have fun. I got introduced to wrestling from my dad. Before I could walk, he was just always wrestling with me, playing around with me. Then when I got a little older, his sister brought home a flyer, and we started wrestling from that. I struggled for the first year or two. I'd be on my back laughing, and that frustrated my dad. He'd try to tell me things to motivate me to get off my back and stuff like that, to get me angry. It eventually worked. If I didn't wrestle, I would probably be fighting. I think I'm equipped to fight because if you don't find it fun, I don't think you can really do it. And I find it fun. When I'm hit in the face, it's like, I'm there. Like, this is fun. Like, hey, this is as alive as it gets. I wanted to wrestle in the All-Star Classic because it was just another opportunity to compete. And not only just compete, but compete against another high-level opponent. I'm excited to wrestle Tony Cassioppi because he's got 2 wins over me. He always pushes me, so if I can go out there, right or wrong, go get that match back, it'd be pretty awesome.
Tony Cassioppi from Roscoe, Illinois, and I wrestle for the Iowa Hawkeyes. I'm pretty easygoing. I like to, have fun, be pretty relaxed. A guy like Austin DeSanto is really uptight, and he gets kind of stressed, like anxious before his matches, and he always thanks me afterwards for giving a little crap. I got introduced to wrestling after a football practice. Our high school would send out high school wrestlers and the coaches, and try to recruit people to wrestling. My brother actually was the one who went to the first practice and called me. I was like, all your friends are here, blah, 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 you should come. So that's how we got into wrestling, was really to just get better at football. It was hard, but I really liked how it's an individual sport. It's kind of all on you. I like winning, and I want to be responsible for that. The thing I love most about wrestling is that you don't have to necessarily have any natural talents. With wrestling, guys with 1 leg can win national titles. It's all about how much work you put in and how determined you are to be at the top of that podium. An accomplishment I'm most proud of is probably winning U23 Worlds. I want to be a national champ, and I haven't accomplished that yet, so I'm not really that proud of taking 3rd and 7th at the NCAAs. I'm wrestling Kerkvliet from Penn State at the All-Star match. The Iowa-Penn State rivalry, it's a big one, obviously. We're top of the nation every year, and I know Iowa doesn't want to be second in the nation. We want to be first in the nation. I don't think it really matters that it's Penn State necessarily. It just matters that they're the toughest competition out there, and we don't like that. We want to be at the top.
The Iowa-Penn State rivalry it's fun. People get into it. It's exciting. People are able to invest in something that they usually can't. So I think it's really cool.
When I was younger, I kind of fell into the portrayal of Iowa wrestling, they're robots. It definitely wasn't Iowa or bust. Then I came out here for a camp and just was like, wow, this is where I need to be. This is where I want to be if I want to be the best wrestler in the world.
At the All-Star match, I'll be wrestling Tony Cassioppi from Iowa. I would describe his style as hard-nosed, straightforward. He'll try to come at you.
Kerkvliet's wrestling style, he wrestles hard. I don't know, I'm worried about my own wrestling and imposing my will. So I've wrestled Kerkvliet 2, 3, I don't know, a few times before. I think I've beaten him every time. I know in the Big Ten match, I was down late and I got a reversal, put it into overtime, and I took him down in overtime. A come from behind win, it's exciting. There's more adrenaline to it maybe, but it's also not necessarily what I want to do. I want to dominate the whole match.
He reversed me with 5-10 seconds left, had a brain fart, and then we went into overtime and he got the takedown, but I think I can change that around.
Having a 3-0 advantage in the series, it doesn't really mean anything to me. I care about the next match and the next thing up, so I don't really look back and say, oh, I've beaten him 3 times, I've got an advantage. It doesn't matter, it's a new match every time.
I'm very confident I can beat Tony Cassioppi. I don't think he moves too well side to side. I think if I get him in wrestling positions, I'll be able to exploit those. This result's going to be different because I know what I've done all summer. I know how I've grown, not only as a wrestler, but as a person, mentally, physically. I know that when I step on the mat in November, it's going to be a different match.